We have a phone call, my man. Do you want to
Oh,
introduce this
absolutely,
cat
I
here,
do.
this cool cat?
I do. Hey, Mike, is that you?
Is this Brian T?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this is Mikey P.
What's going on, buddy? For those of you listening in the audience, this is Mike Palin from Mike Palin's Other Orchestra. They're going to be playing down at Sally's at 8 o'clock.
Spelled the same
Yeah.
way as Sarah Palin.
No, please don't do that.
It's Sarah Palin's brother.
No, no
No,
relation.
say anything but that, not him.
No, listen. My
Anything.
response to that has always been, that's her married name, so she's no blood of mine. Okay, take that for what it's worth.
Love it. Hey, Mike, do you know what tomorrow is?
No.
I know you're a big music guy. I would expect you would know what this is.
You're going to embarrass me. Thank you.
Tomorrow is when they announce who's playing down at Jazz Fest. There's supposed to be a big announcement tonight. I'm wondering if we're going to get the Stones.
You know,
How cool would that be?
it's earlier and earlier every year they do that. Usually, last time, back in the day, it used to be January.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's
Well,
December.
they got to get it out before Christmas so that people can do the buying Christmas presents. Like, I would
That
love
be a-
tickets to
that would be
New Orleans
amazing.
right now if my wife is listening.
That would be an amazing Christmas present.
So what I'm looking for out of you, my friend, is how about a little bit of background on you? I know you live in New Britain. Where are you from?
Well, I born and raised in New Britain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a New
Britsky.
Britain boy.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know you play bass. Are you more comfortable playing electric, or are you more comfortable playing upright, or does it not matter to you?
Well, my first bass instrument was electric, and then when I got to college, it was evident that just by the faculty and there that if you don't play acoustic bass, you're not a bass player. So I quickly picked up the acoustic bass.
Very nice.
So I do
But the
both.
acoustic bass, I mean, that's, you mean like the big old thing that, takes,
upright.
yeah, a few small mules to carry around on the school bus, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
they
that's
make
just
them with like
ridiculous.
a wheel on the end, and you can wheel them around.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I used to, I used to be I was a T-boner. I would play trombone, and that was ridiculously big. But I do remember the folks coming in with the large basses, and even the guys with like the tubas or the baritones. I was like, man, you guys, you missed the boat, man. You know what we all should have done is piccolo. You know what I'm saying?
Piccolo.
How about
My
the
daughter plays
triangle?
the piccolo. I look at her with envy every day when she's practicing.
That's awesome.
The triangle. That would be a great one. You could just stick it in your bag. It's metal. It won't break.
No, how about the ocarina?
That's the little, the
That's
ochre.
a little
But you know what,
Mexican
that's-
wind instrument.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's usually made out of clay, which is very fragile.
Yeah.
I bought 2 ocarinas in, where was I? I was out west in South Street Seaport in Seattle,
Seattle.
where they have a lot of ocarina.
Did they make the trip home?
They made the trip home. Oh, I wrapped them up. I wrapped those suckers up like some bitches. Uh-huh.
So how many you got in the band tonight, Mike?
Tonight we got 17.
Okay.
17. We got a full trumpet section, 4 trumpets.
Yep.
Full trombone section, which means 4 trombones typically, and then a full saxophone section, which is 5 saxophones.
I mean,
Tremendous.
that's a
then a
lot of.
full-piece rhythm section, bass, drums, guitar, and piano.
It is
And
so
then
much
we have
fun.
our vocalist, Jennifer Guidry, coming down tonight to sing.
Oh,
a
really?
couple
Was she
numbers.
there last week too, or no?
Yeah, she was.
Okay.
She was there last week. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
marvelous, amazing singer, and just amazingly talented and lovely too.
What are you
just a
guys gonna
sweetheart.
be? What are you guys gonna be playing tonight?
Well, we got some Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
We're gonna do. Oh God, I can't think of the name of the tune now. Oh my God. Superstition.
Sure.
Yeah, and then we're gonna do some Yellow Jacket tunes, Dewey, and another one I can't remember. Some Bobby Mincer. What else? Some. We're doing some Christmas tunes.
I was gonna ask you about
We got
that.
a couple Christmas tunes. Since it's the season, we might as well play some Christmas music.
And when you've got all those horns there, that's got to sound spectacular too.
Yeah. I mean, it's just amazing ensemble. I mean, we're here every Tuesday, and the musicians that come and play with us travel from all over. Joe Mayo, who's a marvelous tenor saxophone player, comes up from Westport. A couple of sax players come down from Massachusetts. Norwich. I mean, they really travel to get here because it's a really fun ensemble to play with. The instrumentation is unique because it's so large, and people just don't have the opportunity. Musicians don't have the opportunity to play in organizations that this large.
Mike, this is
because of financial reasons.
Mike, this is Brian Parker. We're talking to Mike Palin right now. I have a question. One, with so many instruments, it's not just, a bass, a couple guitars, vocal, and some percussion and stuff. You check the levels and you go. How do you manage all those different instruments? The acoustics in a particular place, wherever you play, has got to be a nightmare to sound engineer.
It can be. It can be.
Do you have a dedicated guy?
We don't mic any of the wind instruments except for the soloists. So all the microphones that I bring down have like on and off switches. So when the saxophone section is playing ensemble, or the trumpets or trombone section is playing ensemble together, they just have a natural blend with the microphones off.
Yeah.
And then when it comes time to step up to the plate and take your solo, then you turn your mic on, play your solo, then turn it off and back off and join the section again. So it's kind of managed internally by the guys in the band.
So the actual musicians are turning on and off their microphones.
Yeah.
Woof. Yeah. That's a lot of trust there.
I know. That's a leap of faith sometimes. Like, remember, turn your microphone on.
Especially some of those T-boners that would just never turn their microphone off. They're like, well, I'm blasting this baby out. Yeah. Listen to me with this whole note. It's great. Hey, are you going to do, a big favorite this time of year, especially for a big band like that, is if you got a guy with a deep voice to do that Mr. Grinch song. Are you guys going to do any of that? Because that is people go crazy when they hear that.
Well, I got a great response to that one. Have you heard Brian T's a voice message?
No. What is his?
I dialed it last night just to give my phone number,
night.
and so his voicemail, voice message answered, and it sounded like Barry White. I was like, I thought I had the wrong number. I was like, whose voice is that?
I'm like, that's me, dude. That's what I sound like.
This is Brian T. Lee of Black Eyed and Sally's.
So
leave a message at the tone.
What we haven't told you is that these things are done as basically like an open practice.
Right.
So and I've been down there before when somebody made a mistake and Mike is like, stop now.
Let's fix it.
Let's go back to from verses 73 to 82. Somebody was wrong. It was you. Let's go and do it again.
So that's
try not
fun.
to point the finger like that, but we need to go over this. So you use the word "we" a lot. I don't want to, offend anyone. But the format normally is that as the tunes in the first set are the ones that are more rehearsed and more polished, and the second set, we tend to we'll sight read some new tunes and work in new material in the second set. And as we get better at it, it migrates to the first set, and then we cycle new stuff in. So we're always trying to cycle, new material into the band because we don't want to be stagnant, and keeps the musicians happy when they're challenged like that. So.
And you get a decent crowd down there almost every single week now, so you're doing a good job, buddy. I love it.
Do you find
I'm really impressed. I mean, I'm just very thankful that people appreciate us, and Sally's to be the host. I mean, Sally's has been great to us, and the venue is perfect for us. The sound system, we have a sound man that comes down and helps us out, and it's just been a very, very positive thing right from the get-go, and hopefully it'll be a long relationship.
Do you find that as a musician you get more and more requests naturally during the holiday season with larger companies throwing parties and wanting live music, or is it pretty much spread out throughout the year? When do you perform
we get
live most?
Requests spread out throughout the year.
Okay.
I mean, and the trouble with an ensemble like ours is you really can't just wing something. With a quartet or a quintet, a pickup band. You know that tune? Yeah, I can think of what key is it in? Okay, let's do it. But when you have all those horns, it's like, you really can't just spontaneously come up with an arrangement for an ensemble that size.
Right.
So my standard response is, if we don't have it in the book, I'm sorry, but we're not going to play it.
No, it's understandable. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts to an ensemble that large. You got all these horns
and the music is incredibly expensive.
Oh,
He buys all of that himself. So.
Yeah, I've got about 450 charts in the book, so you could do the math on that one. The price on these things range between $50 or $60 an arrangement.
Yeah.
So you do that math and tell me how much money I get invested in the music.
Yeah.
I've lost track after a while.
Well, do you transpose any of this on your own? I don't really know the legal aspect of it, but if you wanted to transpose it because you got
I have.
Soprano.
I have to customize some arrangements. I mean, some arrangements are written down for an orchestration for instruments that we may not have. This tune that Vince Mendoza, who's a marvelous Grammy winner, arranger, musician, piano player, arranged for a European big band for a Yellow Jackets tune called Dewey. And he arranged it for like bass clarinet and 2 flutes, a clarinet, and this and that. But we don't have the versatility as far as doubles in the saxophone section. So I take the chart, I sit at my computer and put it into Finale and write the parts out, and then just transpose it to where they need to be for their instrument. So I've done a lot of that, to get, make it easier for the guys to play some of these charts.
Neat stuff. We have questions about major and minor keys in the chat room here, but I don't know. I don't exactly understand the question. Do you understand what Kumar's asking?
I think he's going to type something in a second. Hopefully,
okay.
It just says curious about minor notes versus major notes in the music.
Wow, that's like a theory question, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you were doing a diminished fifth, but
a flat 5, back in the day, that was back in the Gregorian chant days, that interval was known as the interval of the devil.
Have you ever done anything with 14 beats in a measure? Okay.
Yeah, right.
No, I don't know. Kumar's not explaining anything, so our chat room...
So minor keys are known as the sad keys because they have that kind of like, they're known as like the bluesier keys because they and major keys are like the happy keys. They have that major third and ta-da, kind of majory kind of.
There's he actually just put that in. It says are minor notes necessarily for sad songs and majors for happy songs?
Not necessarily, but it's the you play a minor chord and you hear it, you'll go, oh, that's kind of sad sounding. That's why, I'm a music teacher, so that's how I use it to explain it to my kids. So
yeah.
I try to keep it in simple terms.
It's certainly true, but I think that the key is there that the minors can have more substantial emotion than a major key, which is going to be in your face. It's going because it's perfect. It's it's a third and a fifth, and it's just perfect. There's nowhere else for it to go. Everything, it's like stacking blocks one on top of one another.
Right.
The minor keys you can do other stuff with.
You brought this up because something just came to mind. There's a new tune we got in the book that our vocalist Jennifer Guidry sings, and it's a tune written by really, really amazing, marvelous Brazilian composer Antonio Carlos Jobim. And in Portuguese, it's Chega de Saudade. In English translation means no more blues. So it's a long extended form for the song. And the first half of the song is in a minor key. And if you get the drift of the title, No More Blues, by the time you get halfway through the song, it modulates to the relative major, and all of a sudden it's, the blues are gone. It's really an ingenious, technique that you use in composing it, but it's really locks the whole message in. So.
Neat stuff, but you go both ways there. Hey, there's a question.
Whoa! That sounded more like a statement than a question.
Wait a minute.
You don't know me well enough.
Welcome to Sexuality Talk.
Yes.
On the
this
horn.
Is going in the wrong direction, I can tell.
Right, this isn't the Date Doctor show here.
That's right. So, when did you first find your love for Elton John?
Goodbye,
all right, Mike. We're gonna let you go back, finish setting up. We know you got a busy night ahead of you.
I got some things to do before 8 o'clock. So, but
excellent.
Thank
you very much.
Anyone who's listening out there, if you're not doing anything tonight and want a chance to hear some great musicians and come hang out with the guys, 8 o'clock is a hit. We go to 10, so come on down to Black Eyed Sally's and check out Other Orchestra. You won't be disappointed.
Terrific. Other Orchestra.
Thank you very much for calling in, buddy.
All right, there he is, Mike Palin.
Mike Palin.
Other Orchestra. What a great guy. Nice to talk to him.